And then everybody's happy, and then guess what? More deals are going to continue happening because everybody likes to make money.
It costs a lot of money to flip a house.
If it's a full rehab,
Yeah, like
100 grand at least.
But if you use OPM, obviously now you can do 3, 4, 5 projects at the same time.
It's going to be substantially higher than if you put more money up front.
We didn't lose any of our own personal money.
Why you always want to do flipping projects with what's called OPM, or better known as other people's money. So why do we want to do projects with other people's money, Vlad?
Oh, Teddy, I mean, there's a ton of reasons. One of my favorite, and I think most important reason, is that you can expand your business a lot further that way.
Sure.
Because, you know, if you try to use your own money to get into a flip, you and I both know these flips, they get expensive. It costs a lot of money to flip a house. Right? On average, how much would you say that it costs to flip a house?
If it's a full rehab,
Yeah, like
100 grand at least.
100 grand, right?
Yeah.
So just imagine, maybe you do have 100 or 200 saved up to get into these flips. At some point, you know, you're gonna stop at 1 or 2 houses because now you're gonna need to sell that house in order to extract your money and your profit to move on to the next one. But if you use OPM, obviously now you can do 3, 4, 5 projects at the same time. You know, like right now, me and you, we've got what, 4 flips?
4 ongoing projects at the same time, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to me, that's one of my biggies. What about you?
Well, one of the biggest things is your return on investment, or what we like to call cash on cash return. So what your cash on cash return is, well, how much return are you getting for the cash that you're inputting or investing into a particular project, right? And that's usually measured in a percentage. So the less money that you put into a project, whatever return you get on that, you know, finalized, completed flip, it's going to be substantially higher than if you put more money up front.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to make your investment and your time way more worthwhile than if you were to tie up a ton of money into one particular project. And the other reason is, why not, right? If you have a good deal, right? If you find the type of deals that we've been finding lately, I mean, these spreads are just humongous, right?
Absolutely.
The spread is the price that you buy the property at to what your expected retail sale price could be. So as long as you have a very healthy spread, guess what? People are gonna show themselves, they're gonna raise their hand, and they're going to offer to fund that deal for you. So you could be actively in the market, in that project, managing it, making sure the construction goes well, and then ultimately making everybody a winner, because you're gonna get, you know, part of the profit at the end of the completed project. You're gonna be able to return a healthy return to that investor, and then everybody's happy. And then guess what? More deals are gonna continue happening because everybody likes to make money.
Yeah, and that actually piggybacking on that risk mitigation that you spoke about, that's another reason why using other people's money is so important, because also you're mitigating your own risk, because now you don't have a lot of your own personal funds tied up in these projects.
Right.
So, you know, as you're saying, we get these properties at such a low price. The margin is so large, even our investors, they feel like they're covered, because even in the worst case scenario, the house is still gonna be worth so much more. Even if the house burns down and we have to build it back again, the investor will still get their investment. And guess what? We didn't lose any of our own personal money. Because remember, if you're using your own money, you still got bills to pay at home.
That's right.
You still have a family to feed. You still have to keep your own roof over your head and gas in your car, right? So using someone else's money, God forbid, if a worst case scenario happens, at least you know that you're covered personally because you didn't invest anything from your own pocket.
We saw a statistic once where with the housing market, with the crash of the housing market in 2008, the average loss of value on a property was about 30%. So another way to look at this is, well, say, you know, the worst of the circumstances can happen and the market takes a tank.
Huge dive.
Right? A huge dive. Thank you. And there's a 30% loss of value. Well, if you acquired that flipping project at 50% less than what the market value is, then you still have another 20% of insulation where maybe you don't make as much money as the project manager and the flipper, but you're still protecting your investors. And guess what? Maintaining a healthy relationship with them so that you can return their money, make sure they made money. Maybe you didn't make that much on that one deal, but the next one, you'll be made whole again. So where are some of the areas that we can find other people's money?
There's so many places to look.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things is you need to understand that all you have to do is show even the slightest track record of success, right?
Yeah.
You do one good investment, one flip. As soon as that happens, you'd be amazed at how many people will raise their hands and they just want to offer you the money. Because ultimately, what do people with money want?
Return.
Exactly. So if you show them that you can return once on the investment, I promise you there will be people who just line up. They want to be next. They want to give you the money on the next project. And as you pick up projects, believe it or not, it actually becomes easier and easier to find the investors.
Yeah.
Now, the two main ways to find these investors is you can do like a more institutional hard money lender. So there's plenty of national companies that will lend money. Their interest rates are going to be a little bit higher. They're going to charge a little bit more upfront, but they lend on properties that are broken down that a normal bank wouldn't lend on. And then another one of our personal favorites, as you know, is private money. So everybody should know somebody who's got a little bit of spare money. Maybe they don't know where to invest it in the stock market. If they want to buy a house, it's just sitting around. You can approach these people and have these conversations, and you just do what we do. Offer a 12% return. It's more than a healthy amount of money that they're going to get back, more than what they'll make in the stock market, more than likely, more than what they'll make on a rental property, more than likely. And it's very, very safe, as you know.
For the most part, we've found that people with excess amounts of cash typically understand. Real estate is not rocket science. For the most part, it's a straightforward valuation. If we bring a deal to somebody that we're looking to partner up with from an investment standpoint, and we present a property that's 50% under market value, it's a pretty clear indication that it's a safe investment, and everybody's going to be very excited about something like that.
100%. 100%.
So next time you're thinking about doing a flipping project, make sure you make a list of everybody that you know that might be interested in making an investment and go out and pitch that project to them. You might be surprised as to what you find.
Now let me add one last thing before we let them go. If you don't know anybody who's willing to invest, guess what? We are. Send us a DM, give us a call, send us an email. We'd love to partner up with you. As long as you have a deal that makes sense, we're ready to jump into the mix as well, so let us know.